Hello DGS, I'm Monica Hassan and welcome to your bi-monthly newscast. In this episode, we'll gain some insight into the role of two facilities management division employees and how they help graduates get state jobs. We'll also take a look at some of our DGS staff who were activated at the State Operations Center during last month's storms and learn how they help to keep Californians safe. And our Disability Advisory Committee is seeking new members to help ensure equal treatment in the department for those with disabilities. More on that from our director. Made with you, bringing employees together. Your newscast starts now.
Hello everyone, I'm Anna Lasso, your director. Last year was my first full calendar year in this role, and I continue to appreciate and learn so much about the intricacies of DGS's many lines of business and the remarkable qualities of our staff. By now, we've settled into the hybrid workforce that is our new reality. This has become an asset while striving to mitigate burnout, maximize efficiencies, and continue to strike a work-life balance for all DGS employees. I want you to know that DGS leadership is focused on results-oriented management, listening to staff through human-centered interactions, and ensuring that the steps we do take are purposeful. Last, I would like to bring some awareness to our Disability Advisory Committee, which is currently seeking new members that represent all divisions, offices, and commissions. This committee provides crucial feedback and recommendations about employment, promotional opportunities, and equal treatment for persons with disabilities in the department. Please head over to the Disability Advisory Committee SharePoint page for more information and to submit an application. Enjoy the show.
As part of the state's ongoing response to the emergency created by the winter storms, the Department of General Services is a vital partner, providing resources and support to communities who have been impacted by the storms. Whether it's buying commodities, providing architectural and engineering support for schools, or just helping the state's operations logistically, DGS plays a critical role in supporting the operational functions. Staff from DGS have worked 24 hours a day since nearly Christmas to provide ongoing support here at the State Operations Center and in the field along the state. Commodities purchased by DGS go directly to communities to provide them at their time of greatest need. The staff who work at DGS are a critical part of the state's emergency support operation.
When a state of emergency is proclaimed by the governor, the Office of Risk and Insurance Management is notified by the California Office of Emergency Services to respond to the State Operations Center. When there, we accept mission tasks to be vetted prior to passing to our procurement team for processing. We sit in on numerous meetings for planning to know what's coming down the pipeline, and again, we're also contacting other DGS teams internally if we need their support as well. There's pride in the position, knowing that when we're responding, we're not also representing DGS, but we are supporting Californians in need that are being affected by the current event.
We receive a mission task from Orem, and we reach out to vendors to research, coordinate, and execute contracts for goods and services to support the emergency event. During an emergency, we have a list of vendors that we can reach out to who will support our efforts to procure goods and services.
Due to the recent storms that have come through the Sacramento area, the facilities management tree maintenance team had to go into immediate action to begin cleanup of the Capitol Park due to all the storm damage that the park incurred. Capitol Park has lost approximately 7 old growth trees. Unfortunately, they're irreplaceable due to the amount of time it took for them to grow to their current sizes. The FMD grounds team is working diligently to complete all of the cleanup of Capitol Park.
I'm a stationary engineer for the Facilities Management Division. I've worked for DGS for over 2 years. I got my start in the trades with a local private sector commercial HVAC company called Cooper Oates Air Conditioning. I'm a graduate of the Mechanical Electrical Technology program at Sac City College, which specializes in teaching the HVAC trade. I got into actually teaching in the program at Sac City because a professor that taught me at MET, he saw a lot of potential in me, and he saw that I had done well in the program. And he invited me back to campus to teach a couple courses.
I'm a stationary engineer at the Sacramento Central Utility Plant. We provide heating and cooling to the majority of the state buildings downtown, including the Capitol. I'm on the maintenance crew, and my primary responsibilities are plant chemistry and air compressor maintenance. Prior to working for DGS, I served 6 years in the Navy. I was a machinist mate on a nuclear submarine and worked in the engine room. In the Navy, I received training on mechanical systems, primarily steam systems, air compressors, air conditioning units, and distilling plants. So I guess my experience in the Navy as it applies to my job here for DGS is mechanical systems, piping, fluid flow, heat transfer, chemistry. A large portion of what I do here is maintenance, and we have to diagnose problems, isolate secure equipment, and find the cause of the trouble and correct it. I graduated from the Mechanical Electrical Technologies program. I'm an instructor at Sacramento City College, and the class that I teach is air conditioning. My students are in the Mechanical Electrical Technologies program, and they are working on certificate and the lab class is hands-on, where I help the students work through different aspects of maintenance on air conditioning systems.
I am one of a handful of female engineers in the state of California. Being a female engineer in the state of California has been kind of a breath of fresh air. In the private sector, there's a lot more bias, a lot more discrimination. The challenges of being a female engineer is mostly just being taken seriously in the trade. Well, I think a lot of men tend to they're assumed that they know what they're doing, where a woman has to kind of prove that they know what they're doing. So I kind of find enjoyment in proving to people that I'm capable of doing everything else that my male colleague can do. It gives me some sense of gratification and also just, some pride. If you can get something accomplished and finish something and fix it, it's just some of the best feelings in the world, just knowing that you took something that was broken and made it work. With the state of California, I'm able to have the same opportunities that my male colleagues have, and I'm given the opportunities to really show what I'm capable of in my trade without anyone questioning my abilities or assuming that I can't do something. It also gives me the opportunity for upward mobility and get up to higher positions in the state of California.
I enjoy teaching at Sacramento City College because I think it's important to pass on knowledge, and it's a good thing to give back to the community.
I started off teaching just one course, and over the last year and a half, I've grown to teach 3 courses, and I love it.
The governor's budget was released on January 10th as required by the California Constitution. This first draft of the budget presents the Newsom administration's top priorities and sets the tone for the next few months of negotiations with the legislature as we head towards July 1st, which is the start of the new fiscal year. The proposed budget would allocate about $1.7 billion and 4,461 positions to DGS. The Office of Fiscal Services, together with other DGS programs, successfully negotiated 27 budget change proposals, or BCPs, for inclusion in the governor's budget. BCPs are requests for additional resources to provide services and continue our excellence in the business of government. Just a few examples of these budget change proposals include resources for the Facilities Management Division to perform critical fire life safety maintenance projects and to staff the newly acquired CalifDGS building at 1001 I Street and the brand new Richards Boulevard office complex. The Real Estate Services Division will further the administration's goal of increasing affordable housing through adaptive reuse of underutilized state properties. The Office of Sustainability is receiving 3 years of funding to continue their efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by expanding electric vehicle infrastructure. Enterprise Technology Services, the Office of Human Resources, and the Office of Legal Services are receiving critically needed staff to right-size these programs and provide core business services to support DGS programs. The budget also allocates funding to the Procurement Division for a number of diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. Now that the budget has gone public, we are able to communicate directly with the legislature and legislative analyst's office. And over the next few months, we will be testifying in legislative budget committees to garner support. Stay tuned for more updates. interesting fact, across all industries, slips and falls are the second most common form of injuries, causing workers to miss an average of 38 workdays per year. They also account for 36% of emergency room visits and 65% of lost workdays. Proper footwear is vital to prevent slips and falls. This means shoes like sandals, open-toed, canvas, or high heels should be avoided in workplaces that often deal with slippery or uneven surfaces. You may consider using non-slip pads to enhance the traction of smooth-soled shoes. And last, anything in a walking path that could catch a foot or cause a loss of traction is potentially a hazard. You can help prevent a fall by frequently cleaning all work areas, closing drawers, putting boxes away, and keeping cords and cables out of walking areas.
The California Commission on Disability Access is a 17-member commission, and our task is to promote disability access throughout California through collaboration with a variety of stakeholders, including the disability and business communities, as well as all levels of government. We do things like produce toolkits for the business community to educate them on their obligations to people with disabilities, to make sure that people with disabilities have equal access to all places of public accommodations. We work with the business community to assist them with resources that they need to ensure that their businesses are fully accessible to people with disabilities. And we also work with the disability community to help them understand their ability to access those businesses. And we connect the two communities together through dialogue and collaboration. We also work with the legal community to track alleged disability access violations through our legal portal. In 2023, we're planning a series of regional listening forums between the business and disability communities to bring those two communities together to identify what are some of the gaps in disability access compliance in different communities. We also are planning to translate our toolkits and trainings into a variety of different languages so that we're ensuring that we are reaching all of the business community, including minorities and people who speak languages other than English.
Black History Month is an annual observance originating in the United States, or is also known as African American History Month. It has received official recognition from governments in the United States and Canada, and more recently has been observed in Ireland and the United Kingdom. It began as a way of remembering important people and events in the history of the African diaspora. It is celebrated in February in the United States and Canada, while in Ireland and the United Kingdom, it is observed in October. Head over to our SharePoint page under the DGS News and Announcements tab for more on Black History Month and educational videos. And remember to be on the lookout each month for emails from the announcements inbox on historical and heritage information. These emails aim to spread awareness of the many cultures that make up our great country.
One DGS is a combination of the DGS Values Team, DGS Kudos Awards, and Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Access Committee. The new focus for One DGS is more on employee engagement and employee fun, as well as increasing employee community as well. One DGS is DGS's effort to increase employee engagement and employee community, because at the end of the day, DGS strives to be the employer of choice, and one of the largest parts of any work environment are the people that you work with and really feeling committed to the work that you're doing, especially in public service. We realize that the focus really should be on fun, especially in terms of now that we're in the pandemic, we're all separated, we don't get to see each other face to face as much as we want to. It can feel really isolating, and so really the goal of One DGS is to bring folks back together and encourage that sense of community. It allows you to work with people that you would never otherwise work with. It allows you to get to know your coworkers as people first, which is so important. We are expanding our employee engagement efforts through community activities, charities, food drives. Things have changed, but they've changed for the better. And we really want to hear from folks. Right now, we have about 54 people on the committee. That sounds like a lot, but DGS has over 3,200 staff. So the more the merrier. If anybody ever wants to join in, just let me know. Even though 1DGS has gotten off to a slow start and we're a little bit quiet right now, we're not going to stay quiet through 2023.
Thank you for watching. This show happens because of you, so remember to head over to the Hello DGS SharePoint page to submit a request to be featured on the show or to send fun story ideas. We'll meet here again soon.